Now, immediately you turn 30, you realize that the way you see the world is totally different from the way you used to see the world in your early 20s. This is the period that you open your eyes, and there's that feeling that comes that you're getting old, and the pressure from friends, relatives, and even your peer will be seen. So at this age, if you are living in a rented house, you realize that you need your own house, your own space. You used to listen to high volume in your radio, listening to music. At this age, you realize that you don't even need that sound. You want to be quiet. So, in your 30s, that is the period that most people become serious with their life. And if you are very keen, you'll notice that at this age you realize that this friend is not good, this is a bad friend, this is a good friend. You can differentiate them. You'll know that this person has been wasting my time. So this is the period that you should hide from your friends, at least for some time, 5 to 10 years, so that you can focus on your life and at least plan for your retirement. And for those ones who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, they'll actually confirm that in your 30s, especially as a man, your money is everything, and also your health follows. So this is the period that you create your assets. In fact, you don't even need an expensive car. You don't need to go and buy expensive alcohol. What you need is something that you can spend when you start aging. And you know, without money, that time, especially from 50 years onwards, people will not take you serious. So once you reach 30, if you want to focus on your life and grow rapidly financially, you have to hide from most of your friends. Now, if you have a friend that used to come and pick you, you go to drink, that friend, start avoiding him. Have some excuses so that you cannot meet that friend, so that you cannot waste money. So in your 30s, if you do some things right, you will start enjoying life in your 40s. So if in your 30s you, for example, take a loan, you build your own home, in your 30s you finish that masters you wanted to finish, in your 30s you are married, you can settle down, you can start saving money and also investing. You build that apartments or bed sitters, anything that will bring passive income. So this is a very crucial period in anybody's life. Now, 20s and 30s, those are times that most people waste their time. So if you go to the village and you find some boys, some people who are 40s and above, they have given up their lives, they are drinking every day, They don't have anything to do. All that they do is go home. No, they're at home. They just go to the shopping center. They just waste time there the whole day. They drink and they come home drunk at night. They simply don't do anything. Most of these people, if you are very keen, you realize that in their 20s and 30s, they wasted their time, they wasted their opportunities. And now when they reach 40s, 50s, most opportunities go to 20s and 30s. In your 40s, 50s, people don't want to employ you because you are old. Most companies prefer people who are 20s, very energetic young, who can be paid small amounts and do a lot of work. So that is why when you reach your 30s, it is your peak, especially in your career. That is the time you should set up a business that will help you in case you are fired in your 40s. That business will be a fallback plan. So that is the time you set up for your future. Now, 30s is one of the periods that go very fast. It rushes. You don't even notice that you are 40. You reach 30, all of a sudden, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are 40. Now you start noticing gray hair, bald head, and all of a sudden people you see on the streets where you live are younger than you. That's the time you realize that you are getting old. There's a time I wanted to see something. So I was moving. When I interact with someone, I want to exactly know when they were born. I realized that 90% of those people I interacted with were younger than me. And that's when I noticed that I'm getting old. But of course, if you're getting old and you've done something, you don't have anything to worry about. So if you are in your 30s, you have that expensive car that consumes most of your money, go and sell that car. Use the money to invest. You can start a business. You can even put the money in money market fund, in a circle. You buy shares. That cash can help you in future. If you have not built a house, make sure that is the first thing you should do in your 30s. You can even take a loan. You can use your savings to do that. Your house is very important. If you solve that, then your life in your 40s and above will be very easy for you. And let me tell you, when you reach 40s, or when you are around 35 and above, you have children. And when you reach 40s, your children are 10 years, 15 years, 8 years. These children, when they grow, you see them maturing, becoming teenagers. They need space. And now, if you are living in one bedroom house, you notice that it is very, very small. And that house, if it's that small, those children will be very uncomfortable. You'll also be uncomfortable. Even at night, you cannot have peace in your house. Your children will start bringing their girlfriends when they turn around 18. And in that one bedroom, imagine you have 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. And now you are forced to use the sitting room as a bedroom. You convert it into a bedroom. So your house is very chaotic. So that's why it is very important to solve this. Go and buy land somewhere, even if it's in the interior. You build that house Once you build it, you can just send your children there and you remain with your wife in town. That way, you'll be even happier. And in your 30s and 40s, 50s, you'll notice that most of your friends, most of those people that you used to compare yourself with, especially your schoolmates and whatever, when you visit them, you realize that they have built their own homes, nice homes. Now, if you are living in a rented house, you don't have a home, you start feeling so much uncomfortable. So, and even your wife will start feeling that you're not worth the husband. And if she gets someone else who is better than you, she'll go. So that is why you should settle yourself in your 30s so that in your 40s and above, you'll never be uncomfortable. And for instance, I know most people lose their jobs in their 40s. If you have a home and in your 40s you lose your job or your business goes down, once you have a home, it is very easy to survive without a job. But if you don't have one, you'll suffer. You'll not even survive. So when it comes to hiding from friends, it's very important. It is very difficult to concentrate when you are surrounded by friends. Not every friend is genuine. There are others who just want you to remain there. They'll be doing their things behind your back, developing and doing everything. Now they're keeping you company in making sure that you waste your money. So they will be calling you to go to the pub, they buy some expensive beer, they tell you to buy so that you can waste your money. There are some friends who will not like you to develop. If they hear that you are doing something, they'll try everything to sabotage your plans. So it's very important to keep a distance so that you can keep to yourself anything that you do. Even some of the relatives that you have to leave them aside. Don't tell them your plans. Just develop quietly so that they can only see the results. So that is when you turn 30, that is the time you should be very serious. Because when you reach your 40s and 50s, you might find that the energy that you had is not there. The psyche, the motivation you had for that business, for that job, has gone down. So you may not be getting much that can help you to prosper. And that is the period that you should settle down and eat what you have been making. 40s and 50s, the time to start struggling because you are aging. So that is all about that age. Hide from everyone, focus on your life, and if you don't focus, that wife that you love so much will leave you. The society will not take you seriously. Even your friends, the quality of your friends you'll be having in the future are not those ones who can help you. Because as you grow financially, you get high quality friends who can contribute 1 million shillings, 2 million shillings when you have a problem. That's when you have money. If you don't have money in your 50s, 60s, in case anything happens, the friends that you'll have that time are those ones who will contribute 10 bob, 5 shillings. Others will just give empty promises. So it is very important to focus at that time. And you remember that in your 30s and above, you are the foundation. Right now you are wondering what other men were doing when others were creating wealth. But this is your time now. Your children will accuse you in future what you are doing when others were creating wealth.